Many times when you are going through life and you're refining your thoughts and actions, the more refined you become, the less mistakes you can make. It's like your mind is a glass of water. You know, if you're going to drink a glass of water, how many particles of shit are you going to want in that glass of water? Well, it's the same with your mind. Your mind needs to be clean and clear, and to achieve that point of clarity, you need to refine your thoughts and your actions. Obviously, you can't just achieve clean actions from one day to the next. It's through trial and error. You practice, you make mistakes. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because everybody makes mistakes, we're only human. But if you are on this growth thing, then that's a big part of something that you need to understand. The mind is like a glass of water, especially as you get higher and higher levels. The clearer your mind's going to become, the less shit that you're going to be able to tolerate. You know, the clearer it is, the more visible the shit's going to be. When you get to a certain point, even the smallest mistakes can affect you. That's why it's important to align your thoughts and your actions and your words, obviously, because one small action that wouldn't have mattered a couple of months ago or years ago now is affecting you a little bit because you're on another level. That's the marvelous thing about the age that we're living in at the moment. You can just pull out your phone and start talking to it, and from that generate a movement. When you really believe in yourself as well, you can actually generate it efficiently and productively, adding value to society. But obviously you've got to have something to offer as well. But when you really believe in yourself and you start thinking about things or trying your best, you know, to come up with the best ideas, to then share the best ideas, and then you got the confidence to then just pull out your phone and start talking to the phone and communicate the idea that you have on your mind, that is actually quite an invaluable skill nowadays, you know, because with the internet and all the social media, you can just post a video and then through that start generating a movement and a following. But obviously you've got to have something to offer. When you believe in yourself, then you'll be walking down the street and you'll be coming up with ideas, and then you don't want to lose the idea or forget about it, so you pull out your phone and you start talking to it before you forget the idea. But it's all kind of like a loop, like a cycle, a self-generating cycle, and it all starts with self-belief. It starts with self-belief and it ends with self-belief. A lot of these videos that I make, I'm literally talking to myself, giving myself the advice. Saying things, articulating things helps conceptualize the idea clearer in your mind. So you can think about something, but when you actually say it and conceptualize it and articulate it, it becomes more concrete, it becomes more tangible. When you give a name to something, it becomes something. In caveman times, there weren't that many things around, you know. They didn't register. So, you know, they'd have maybe a word for rock, a word for stick, but many things there weren't words for, so they weren't registering, they weren't actually tangible things. They just blurry. It wasn't something that had an outline to it. When you're able to articulate something, like for example rock, when the word rock was invented, the concept rock exists now. When you're able to articulate your own ideas and communicate them, you kind of put an outline around that idea, and now it exists and it's a tangible thing. Not everything's visually tangible as well. Some things can be conceptually tangible as an idea, like a feeling, an emotion, like the explanation of anger. That's a tangible emotion that you can feel and that you can understand, you know, conceptually. The same with ideas that we're talking about on these videos, you know, like going through a plateau and stuff like that. The thing is, when you're able to articulate things clearly, that's what I'm trying to say. You put an outline around that thing, and then you make it something. It exists. You basically speak it into existence, which is amazing, isn't it? So then you'll have a bit of self-belief because you've earned it, because you've built it, you've done the necessary work that needs to be done to then have that foundation of self-belief, which is super important for the foundation. And then from there you build upon it, and that's it. You start walking down the street, for example, and you start coming up with ideas about topics of things that you want to talk about and stuff. You just pull out your phone and start talking to remember the concept, and then that concept becomes a video. I'm talking to myself, giving myself the advice. And as I'm giving myself the advice, it also is applicable to you, to yourself. So that's a huge benefit right there. I only listen to what I believe is the best advice out there. Anything that I feel like is fluff, I just fuck it off. So then you'll have a bit of self-belief because you've earned it, because you've built it, you've done the necessary work that needs to be done to then have that foundation of self-belief, which is super important. And then from there you build upon it, and that's it. You start walking down the street, for example, and you start coming up with the ideas of things that you want to talk about and stuff. You just pull out your phone and start talking to remember the concept, and then that concept becomes a video. I'm talking to myself, giving myself the advice. I only listen to what I believe is the best advice out there. Anything that I feel like is fluff, I just fuck it off. Like I'm refining that advice and giving that advice to myself. The added benefit to it is that it's also applicable to your life and to people that like advice without any fluff around it. So it's a win-win right there. Like I'm refining that advice and giving that advice to myself. The added benefit to it is that it's also applicable to your life and to people that like advice without any fluff around it. So it's a win-win right there. And of course, about having the clear thoughts and clear actions, and that you can't be too neurotic about it. You can't drive yourself too mad either about, all the other side and stuff, because at the end of the day, we are living in a world, the planet, the reality that you're in. So you've got to keep your eyes on what you're doing on the ball, always. Never take your eyes off the ball, at least not for too long. But yeah, don't drive yourself mad. If you make a mistake, because like I said, we're humans, you make mistakes, okay? Just don't, at least catch yourself if you're being negative, be conscious of it, where your thoughts are not being clear, where your thoughts are being murky, and correct it. But don't over analyze or ruminate too much on when you make mistakes. Obviously take the lesson and improve, but don't ruminate for too long, and don't beat yourself up either. The goal is refinement, and it could well be that there's just an unlimited amount of refinement levels. So that's a life task right there, just refining yourself and your thoughts and your actions and your being. And I'm not shitting on nobody here, but try and not get caught up in too much in the whole other sidey things, because first of all, it's subjective. Everybody's got their own experience, their own personal experience, so you can't really force your experience on other people. Second of all, it's not that practical either. What they're going to do with some of the teachings are just very fluffy and esoteric and not very clear and to the point, so you don't really know what you're talking about. It's like it could be interpreted in 30 different ways. And as well, be careful thinking that you're better than other people just because you're a little bit more switched on in this sense, or because you have a little bit more information or this information, and you might think that they don't have it. Maybe they do have it, but just check yourself all the time. When you're thinking that you're better than other people, check yourself, because you're not. You're definitely not. And it doesn't mean that just because you're on this motivational journey now that other people are not worthy of respecting or anything like that. Treat people with respect and love and appreciation and distance. Some people deserve the distance, or just don't give them the time of day. But it doesn't mean that you need to now go on your high horse and give them a lecture or something like that. No, I don't like it when I see people that teach these things and then they're like that. Oh, I can't be around people that are low vibration energy. I mean, I know the feeling. It's horrible to be around certain environments sometimes, but at the same time, snap out of it. Come on. Like, you're not better than anyone. You're not God's gift to the world or anything like that. You're just some other dumb person that's decided to get their phone out and start recording themselves with a million flaws yourself like everybody else. Come on. Be a bit more humble. We're all on a journey to learn and to improve, and to improve other people as we improve ourselves, which will in turn help us improve ourselves even more. But check yourself when you're being, because that's negativity right there. That's negativity. When you're thinking you're better than other people, or that their energy is negative just because it doesn't, fully align with yours. No, maybe they're not being negative. Maybe they're being even more realistic than you are. You're just not willing to see it. That's the thing. That's why the esoteric teachers, a lot of them that are just fluffy and that, they are, anyone that gives them a little bit of pushback, they crumble, and then they flip, and it's like they become ultra defensive. It's like, oh no, you just don't get it, you just don't understand the alignment or whatever, you know. No, I think you think you're on another level, and you're not. That's the thing. But anyway. But even just talking about other esoteric teachers gives me a little bit of a downer, you know. I don't care, man. Do whatever you want. But yeah, keep your thoughts, actions, and words as clear as possible, and try and be clean, and try and be as good as you can possibly get, especially as you advance on your journey, because as you get better and better, the more you'll get punished for smaller and smaller mistakes. But like I said, don't ruminate over the mistakes that you do make. Just understand that the standard has been raised, so you cannot allow yourself to make the mistakes that you were once making. It just is what it is. Otherwise you get swallowed up by the monster, man. The beautiful thing about engagement is you're going to meet people from all walks of life, from all over the world, and they're going to resonate with you because they resonate with the same universal energy. That's what it is. It's like a universal energy of life where you're just bringing the life. You're switched on and you're bringing the positivity, and then they resonate with it. They feel touched by it and they resonate with it. And that's not everybody, of course, but the people that do, they're going to deeply resonate with it, and you're also going to bring that out in them. They'll bring it out in you. You know, it's kind of like a cycle, a generation. You know, you generate, and that's rare because most people don't. Most people that you meet out and about on a day-to-day are not able to generate that. It's an unbelievable skill that you can carry with you when you're able to just relax and go with the flow. And you can do it right now. You don't have to learn anything or anything. You've actually got it inside you. You just got to relax because you're all tight and constricted. And all you've got to do is take a deep breath and relax, and then just go with the flow. And then other people that are on that kind of vibration are going to vibrate with you, are going to resonate. Obviously, you can't do this at every moment and every minute of every day, because when things need to be done, things need to be done. That's part of society. Yin and yang. Yeah, it's inside you. You just got to learn how to unlock it. You can watch as many YouTube videos as you want. If you don't go out and actually practice, it's just not going to happen. It's like speaking a language, like learning a language. You can read as many books as you want. If you don't actually practice speaking the tongue, doing the action, you're not going to learn. You can listen to as much audios as you can. If you're not practicing speaking it and then getting real-time feedback from other people so that you can tweak your pronunciation, the same, your behaviors, you can tweak your behaviors, tweak your actions, tweak your tonality, tweak your vibe. If you're not doing real action and getting real-time feedback, you're not learning quick enough, basically. If you're just doing theory, just watching videos, it's kind of like masturbation. You're not actually doing anything. Yeah, it feels good to watch it or to listen to it, but if you're not going out and taking the action, then it's just a bit of a waste. I mean, at least it puts you in the right mind frame, but you've then got to implement the action. Otherwise, it's wasted. Okay, buddy? And that's the thing. If you don't feel like you were able to do this by yourself, then hit me up and I can help you, okay? I'm more than happy to help the people that are willing to be helped, okay? And I'm that type of person as well that does go 100%. If I feel like we are a good fit, I will help you, and I will go 100% to help you, as long as you help yourself as well. And it's not going to be easy, man. This is tough as hell, but it's so worth it. And another concept that I find effective and helpful is nose to tail, the hunting term of you don't waste any single piece of the animal. So, you know, from the nose to the tail of the animal, everything gets made the most of. They'll make tools out of the bones, and they'll make broth. They make like soup, taste out of the bones and bone marrow. The skin, they'll use it for clothes, and the meat, they eat it, you know, so you don't waste anything. So you've got to use the same analogy for when you're doing things on the day-to-day basis. Like I'm saying about believing in yourself and taking your phone out. You're getting your phone out and you're giving yourself advice, or you're talking to the phone to practice talking to the phone and to practice talking as well. But at the same time as that, the videos that you're making are valuable videos that can be posted on the internet for other people to listen to and to get ideas off you. And then that also generates a following. So if you see what I mean, the nose to tail dynamics of thinking, you can apply that to, you know, the day to day. You need to make the most of every single day. So you get up and you make the most of the morning, do everything, you know, as efficiently as possible. And then when you go out and you go to the town, make the most of the journeys. You know, that's one thing that I learned when I was working in a bike shop delivering bikes. The boss used to get really pissed off if we'd waste a journey. Obviously he had this down, so he'd like say, right, go here, and on the way up there, stop off here, and then stop off there, and then stop off here, and buy this and buy that, you know, and basically make the most of the journeys. And whenever we wasted it, he'd get pissed off, because obviously he's got it down, he's been doing it for a long time. But I started to understand where he's coming from. You're saving time and energy and fuel, so it's just triple win, you know, triple win. It helps you advance faster. That's where the triple win is. So you're saving fuel and time and all that, but you're also advancing faster. So it's just, everything is better when you're making the most of every single thing that you can think of, and make the most of every single journey that you make the most of every single interaction, every single day. And how do you do that? By engaging, by putting energy in. And the more you put in, the more you get out. And the cycle goes on, man. But that's the thing about nose to tail strategy and making your own videos and engaging to the max. You're basically making the most of yourself, your energy, your time, the moment. In that moment when you're making the video, you're producing high quality information and delivering it in a high quality. If you can manage something like that, and then you're giving yourself the advice as well, which is then you're receiving feedback from the video of your own video, but you're getting all the benefits from that moment, from that time. And that's like a nose to tail concept, because you're using up every single resource in that moment of time, and then it builds on itself. It only gets better and better. You get, it's like every single skill, you just get better and better. You'll have noticed, if you watch some of the videos that I was making just a couple of weeks ago, they're a lot worse than now. Now I'm speaking a lot faster and clearer and delivering ideas more precisely and more neatly, you know, instead of saying nah and all this. Ciao. Nose to tail strategy. Make the most of all the resources that you've got at your hand, at your disposal, and one of them is the phone. Especially if you're someone that likes to express yourself, and I think most people do. And if you feel like you've got something to say or something to do, then you should literally just get your phone out and start practice talking to the phone, because you will improve if you just go out and do it. It's the action taken that's going to make you improve. That's the thing. Here on the border of Switzerland and Germany. It feels trippy to say that. Switzerland and Germany's border, man. I grew up with a lot of Swiss and German. Well, not a lot, but a few. You know, and then I could never see life from their perspective, because obviously I'd never been to Switzerland. You know, they just had different cultures, but nice people. Some really nice people I grew up with, to be honest. But yeah, it's beautiful. I wouldn't really want to swim in it. It was a bit green, but yeah, very nice, very nice. Beautiful day as well. Sun shining. Ah, nice. You gotta snap out of it. If you're disengaging, if you're sat on the couch all the time, not getting anything done, and not trying to improve yourself, and you're taking drugs, you're drinking alcohol, you're smoking, you're hanging around with the wrong people, you've got the wrong mindsets, you find yourself thinking negatively way too often and seeing the negative in everyone, you've got to snap out of it. You're going to ruin your life. You're going to end up a slob. You're going to end up hating yourself, a couch slob. You're not going to have the ability to get anything done, and before you know it, it's going to be too late. You're not going to be able to snap out of it, or it's going to be way too much work to create the upward spiral that you are in desperate need of creating to become someone that you like. It's very important that you become someone that you like for yourself, and then for the people around you as well, to bring the people up that are around you. So if you're going on a negative trajectory, If you're someone that's not getting anything done, or you're disengaging way too often, and you're watching this video, my friend, this is your calling to snap out of it. You've got a limited amount of time in this planet, or each day that goes by that you haven't used to engage and to improve yourself, even just a little bit, is another day that you've wasted. You've only got a limited amount of days, so make the most of it and take action. Get the ball rolling. Start, mate, start. It all starts with one step, one decision. You make the decision and then you build on that decision. But you've got to make the decision. You can do this. You can do this. You're able to. All you have to do is start, get the ball rolling. And if you really want to take things to the next level, send me a message. If not, just follow and take my advice. You can literally do it all. You could reach the highest heights just by following the videos and the advice that I give for free on TikTok, on YouTube, especially on YouTube, because you got the long format videos there. You got all the information on there. But with TikTok, you got the little nitbits as well. If you haven't got a lot of time or whatever, at least to snap you out of the negative days and to put you in the right mind frame and give you little ideas that you can build on, put your own twist on. That's it. You've got to take action. Just learn by doing. That's what I'm saying. Learn by doing. Get out. Look like a fool. Look like an idiot. People look at you strange. So what? Who cares? They're not doing anything. They're not getting anything achieved. They're judging you just because they see that you're someone that's actually going out and doing things, and that makes them feel uncomfortable. So what? What? You're going to change yourself. You're going to adapt yourself so that the person that's not achieving anything can feel comfortable. Fuck them. They're not doing anything. Fuck's sake. They're not doing anything. If you let them affect you, you're not doing anything either. But yeah, you need to snap out the haze. Life is one and you need to use it. This isn't clickbait as well. This isn't like, I'm not trying to scam anyone. I'm literally up for giving this for free, you know. I just give it to you for free. But obviously, if you want more personalized advice and guidance, then like everything, you'd have to pay for it, isn't it? It's like if you go to a personal trainer to get trained. It's the same thing, isn't it? So if you want the free stuff, then just check out the videos. But if you want something that's going to be more catered to you, your personality or your type of being, then you send me a message and we can talk about it, okay?